Alright, man, it's Adrien Broner, Hall of Famer. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop a video, right? The barometer has always got special exceptions. I know a couple people was asking on social media over the last couple of days, what exactly did Nipsey Hussle do to deserve a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, whatever it is. Deion Sanders came out and said that the NFL Hall of Fame is becoming watered down, and they need different colored jackets to separate and identify the great players and some of the ones that wasn't really that great. All right, so Hall of Fame. Obviously it's a sympathy feeling. We talking about Arturo Gotti. I believe Barry McGuinness is in, even though Larry Holmes is top 10 heavyweight, dead or alive. A lot of people point out that he only held one title, and that was also, and I believe it was, the lineal title. So, like I said before, in the world of an abundance of titles out there, does it really matter? I made a comment before. I made a comment recently on social media. I'll make it again. Unless Canelo wins September 17th over Canelo Alvarez, robbery, legitimately knockout, half knockout, I will put Adrien Broner in over Gennady Golovkin, and that's my opinion. And that's my God-given opinion. Hell of a, Golovkin really didn't do much, in my opinion. You gotta remember, AB got out of jail and did some good things. You know what I'm saying? Even though Leo Santa Cruz did beat him amateurs, but you know what that means, right? You look at Gennady Golovkin, his best win is what, Derevchenko or David Lemieux. So when we get to talking about titles, and people make the comparison to Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler had some great fighters from lower weight classes move up and fight him. Gennady Golovkin really didn't have that opportunity. Cotto dropped the belt. Keep going on and on. Obviously, Peter Quillin was going to fight him, I believe, before Peter Quillin was a titleist. He offered Peter Quillin $500,000, offered him $1 million to fight Winky Wright. What you going to do? He said, said he'd take anybody from 54 to 75 at one point. Then it was 60 to 75 or whatever. And then that turned into, I'm Andre Ward too much. I'm not ready. I didn't want Andre Ward. He too much. Then he said it and talking about, my English was broken and all that. No, I dropped Kovalev in sparring, but never challenged to fight Kovalev. Never moved out of 160 other than Steve Rose, maybe catch weight there. And like I said before, in the fight Canelo, he ain't officially made, that fight yet. So, like I said before, you look at, Adrien Broner. He did test himself versus Madonna, did beat Paulo Malignaggi, did beat Antonio DeMarco. He ain't got the best names. He did lose versus Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, so he don't have those big names. A lot of people say, well, his career was a disappointment because he never lived up to his potential. Adrien Broner was what Adrien Broner was going to be, to be honest. I hate to say that. He was what he is. He is what he is. And that's the God honest truth. Ain't no focus Adrien Broner and not focus Adrien Broner. There's a prime Ali in the after prime semi Ali. There's a prime Roy Jones and a not a prime Roy Jones. There is no not focus and focus. Adrien Broner is who he is. His legs has always been his deficiency. His legs are the reason he can't get off and punch. Similar to Teofimo Lopez. I think Teofimo Lopez's footwork is better though. He had real deficiencies that they tried to cover up with mental issues or lack of maturity issues. Last time I checked, being disciplined was part of being a fighter. Working on your craft was part of being a fighter. That's just my opinion, But he was what he was. He had a lot of deficiencies. And when he's fighting at lower weight classes, his size, before his power, built him out. I remember I talked to one of my homie cousins, he boxed. I think his father fought Thomas Hearns. I think I'm about to go not too far by that gym. I don't know if it's still there. He told me we was out Southwest Detroit chilling. At the races and shit. They doing down there in Livernois and all over down there and shit. Shout out to the bar ski. Brasky, you know, he caught Starving Marvin's, and you know what I'm saying? Belfast, all that shit down there in McGraw. Number Street's not too far. I went to school all over there. Shout out to everybody from Chassis and shit like that, man. Westside International. Had some bad Latino chicks up in that joint. But both of them, Chassis and Esprit. But Westside. But you know, it was, you know, he told me when Adrien Broner fight bigger fighters, he was gonna know the truth about him. Fighters more of his size. And he was pedestrian. He's pedestrian. At best. He really didn't beat Paulo Malignaggi. You know, his feet wear was too heavy to be like Floyd. He was too flat-footed. And his footwork, why he wasn't able to get off. And then he really wasn't able to, even versus guys like Elroy Perez, Gavin Reese, he had some issues. He got touched. His footwork is more than anything, his maturity, mental health, whatever y'all want to say, his discipline. His footwork was the biggest issue. He simply didn't have the feet to be Mayweather. Chin, heart, speed, punching power, had a lot of things. But he didn't have the footwork to be in the pantheon of greats of Mayweather, Aaron Pryor, another great Midwest, Michigan, Ohio type fighters, James Toney. I mean, go on and on. Ohio has a huge lineage of greats, so does Michigan, Chicago, you know. But he just didn't have the physical ability and the legs to be a great fighter. And that's the honest truth. And that's the honest to God truth. His footwork held him back from really being a, you know, you say fighter for fighter, attribute for attribute, who I thought was better, Adrien Broner, Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin. Way better fighter. Footwork better, power, speed. You know, he just didn't have, you know, Adrien Broner's ability to want to get in there with the best. Even though some say Al Heyman forced him to get in there with Sean Porter, but he still got in there with him. So, you know, he had a lot of trauma experience. You know, Errol Spence allegedly knocked his ass out in sparring. That also kind of built up to the Errol Spence, you know, brigade, like putting him on the pedestal and shit. The Floyd sparring, the Pacquiao Broner sparring, and Barry Hunter and them tried to deny it didn't happen. Freddie Roach was like, bullshit, I seen it. Knocked his ass out cold. True story. People forget about it, right? Get caught in the Mayweather thing. He iced Adrien Broner. You know damn well Adrien Broner was getting in the ring with Terrence Crawford, not for no amount of money, or Errol Spence. Get smoked like a sausage, boy. Pause. But, you know, with Shane McGuinness and Tour Gotti and some other questionable guys getting in there, he was he won four titles in 4 different weight classes, never was the lineal. A lot of case, Pacquiao was 7, 6, 8 division champion, never beat the lineal. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he got in there, but Jesus Christ, it'd be watered down. You know, it'd be watered down. I don't think he in there, man. I don't think he did enough. You know, had he, you know, beat a Sean Porter, beat Madonna, you know, would have been in there. A lot of people, you know, he had behind immaturity, discipline, but he never had the physical footwork to be great. He talked well and talked shit, and even in his HBO debut versus Daniel Ponce de Leon's, a lot of people thought he lost that fight, and Ponce de Leon exposed his footwork. Feet was too wide. And then, you know, if he ever brought him in, he just couldn't get on his toes and make something happen. Pontiac GTO. I seen 2 Grand Nationals like a while ago. Shout out to Grand National. You know, so he just don't have the the footwork, and then he just don't have the body and resume to really, you know, compete on a Hall of Fame level. He more competent on Tour Gotti, yeah, but Tour Gotti death played into a big part of him getting into the, I hate to say that, getting into the Hall of Fame. It played a huge part of him getting into the Hall of Fame. So, you know, Adrien Broner can call himself a Hall of Famer. He can say, I know I'm a Hall of Famer, but he's not. He not. He didn't do enough. And you know, in reality, how many PBC fighters are going to the Hall of Fame as of right now. A lot of it's in its infant stages, but how many really going to the Hall of Fame? People, you know, cry about Wilder going into the Hall of Fame. Some people complain about Spence. I mean, obviously beat Crawford. I mean, you know, depending on how you beat, I don't think you can deny him. Gary Russell ain't done enough. Danny Garcia, you know, you think he had the best case out of everybody, you know, he committed to fighting Lucas Matisse, he would have been undisputed. Matisse could have just fought Lamont Peterson for the belt, but in fear of losing his title spot, you know, Lucas Matisse, you know, fought at Lamont at a catchweight, 141, I believe it was, and didn't get a belt. Chasing Danny Garcia, should have got the title. Would have made the fight bigger, would have been undisputed. So, you know, Danny Garcia, just thinking about it, he probably had the best case that I can think about off top. And people still dispute that. So, it is what it is, you know. I always thought you see Danny and Adrien fight. Remember they did the little face-off when Showtime first did their little unveiling and stuff. But, yeah, Adrien, I know, Hall of Famer. Them 4 titles. I mean, he fought Antonio DeMarco, was the only guy you can call lineal if he wasn't lineal. I think he had beat Jorge Linares. So, that's the only one you can call lineal. Everything else was, come on, subpar. So, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo, CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live and drop a video. Appreciate y'all. Peace.